when this fire happened, it was like a competition.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, well, we've faced two of you. You're not taking us down. You know. There's no taking us down.
Do you guys hear a slight echo at all with John's voice? I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
It's just the power in my voice.
It's just that deep booming voice you got.
Right. Yes.
No. You're right about that. John's I had a special effect on his voice just to make sure, his inadequacies don't really come through.
That's why you brought me on the show.
Right.
Yeah. That's why it's like that's why it's the Josh and John show.
Maybe we should drive the lights on at night.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so basically, we're recording, right? Okay, so let's start.
And now, it's time for the Josh and John Show.
Well, actually, I think that might be a nice little introduction to the Josh and John Show.
I think so.
First and foremost, it's a new show. This is, we're kicking it off here.
Very excited to have this show.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about this for years, John.
Thanks for tuning in to the viewers.
To the listeners. To the listeners.
Not just you, Josh.
Yeah, one day we will have some video content so that way we can have viewers. But until then, it is the Josh and John Show here at the Curbside Records, Los Alamos, New Mexico. And just a little bit about ourselves and what we're trying to accomplish. Basically, John and I are bringing our unique perspectives, center-left and center-right perspectives, and trying to seek common ground on topics such as politics, sports, and other popular current events. And, I myself am considered more center-left. I voted for Barack Obama twice, in fact. John, I'll let you speak for yourself on where you put you.
I come in the center right, so that's the angle that I take. But one thing is there is two different arguments, and we're trying to get an understanding of it.
Right,
so it's not center as in we agree on everything.
Absolutely.
Here's this thing, so no one's going to get an easy pass. Here.
Nor should we. I'm going to call you out. I hope you call me out.
Right.
And we hope to bring something that's not only entertaining and informative, but maybe think a little bit different. And maybe we want to accomplish that.
Right.
That,
with that being said,
aspect.
With that being said, speaking of differences, there's a clear difference in the media.
Yes.
I feel like there's a polarization left and right. Mm-hmm. I think it's affecting people, kids. As a kid growing up.
The today. Children.
Right. It's always
We're very worried about the children, always.
And, what do you feel about that? Do you think that that's affecting the kids too much? Is it too big of a deal, or is it good to have that mainstream right, mainstream left?
Well, I do think it's affecting the kids in terms of... See, these outlets are viewed as news, know, and the people, the analysts, the commentators, so on and so forth. They are smart people. Be it that you watch MSNBC,
and they have a job
Fox,
to do,
and in this day and age, the news cycle is not only 24 hours a day, but it's hyper analyzed. I'm not going to say over analyze. Some subjects are, but it's a hyper analysis, and couple that with the internet is that we are bombarded with information,
phones, tablets,
right? And it's clear that there are different sides of the spectrum that the media outlets bring. You got Fox News that I think is clearly on the right, and then you have an MSNBC that's far left. And then we like to use the other station, CNN, as kind of in the center, but they're center left. And then majority of the other news organizations are kind of to the left. And so for the kids, I wonder if they're kind of confused as to what's actually news and what's actually infotainment / just
people doing their jobs,
right?
Journalists appealing to people,
agenda-driven, analysis kind of thing. And what's your take on it? I mean, just to throw the question back at you.
Well, I agree. Majority of the news today is to the left, then Fox News to the right. Fair and balanced is what
So they say.
And so, to get I feel like it's hard to choose. It's hard to choose, but it is that. It's a choice.
Right. Right.
And that's what I don't like.
Right.
You know, not so much that they're doing their jobs and it's left and right and all that, but it is a choice. And actually, to get some more information on this topic, we have the Josh and John special contributor, Bill Ebanks, here with us.
Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here. I was listening to your commentary, and I was like, you're talking about for the children. I think it's very important that we think about the children. I don't think anybody's thinking about the children or the future in our government. And I'm talking about George Bush. I'm talking about Barack Obama now. I think that we spend more money than we should. But it is important that we talk about these things. And I hope that the Josh and John show is something that brings out something that really matters, especially for our future, our children.
Yeah, and you know, it's not left and right. It's not far. It's the center left, center right thing. That's, you know, what we talked about. What we're trying to accomplish. Do you feel like the media being polarized is a good thing, or do you think that there needs to be more shows like ours that are center left, center right, just to get a better understanding,
better balance?
Well,
right.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I'm hoping that there's more. There'll be more shows that are spawned out of America's frustration of having, you know, such a polarizing environment in Washington and throughout the country.
Right, and I'm glad you said the word frustration, because I think we all feel that. Like, you know, clearly we want what's best for the country, but there's a lot of frustration about who's right, who's wrong, and what are we being told if that's right or wrong. And sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead with your thought.
That's fine. I just wanted to finish off something you with what you guys said about, you know, for the children and for the kids. Today's kids really don't know, and they don't really care to understand it. That's why it's important right now that us adults, and I'm talking about young adults, people who actually still care about politics, before politics and all of the decisions that Washington makes gets handed over to a dictator, and you make our decision for us.
Right.
We need to make sure that we get shows like this, center left, center right. But I just want to say one thing.
Sure.
I watch CNN. I watch Fox. CNN is to the left a little, and Fox is to the right a little. MSNBC all the way
out
far
there.
Left,
right?
And they kind of carry the banner proudly, and that's what's interesting about MSNBC is that they are unabashedly left, but they're also not really a news organization. They're more of a cheerleading squad.
Right.
You know, I even see that. I mean, if I want to feel better about Barack Obama, I just flip on that channel.
Well, and Benghazi.
Well, yeah.
I mean, obviously, these media channels, far left, far right, or whatever people want to call them. I mean, that obviously affects people's view on issues like Benghazi or, you know, the other scandals. Bill, what would you say? How would you say the media is playing a part, or if they are, on the scandals?
You're talking about which scandal?
Well, the Benghazi IRS.
No.
Rosen.
I'm asking. That was a rhetorical question. Which scandal?
Fair enough.
Which scandal? I mean, you know, Benghazi is a disaster. It's sad that 4 Americans died. You know,
absolutely.
I mean, and without any help or without any assistance, right? And so then you move on to the IRS scandal. I mean, targeting conservative groups. I don't care. I'll tell you right now, if they were targeting my worst enemy, that's not their position. I would be against them. You know, and then you have James Rosen, who is targeted by the Attorney General on like as if he were a criminal. I mean, this is power run amok.
So the media, Let's get back to the topic.
I didn't answer your question.
Where is the media in all this?
The media is trying right now.
I mean, none of us are experts. None of us are doing an investigation or anything.
Right now,
the media.
The media. And I don't want to sound like I'm a Fox News advocate or something like that, but I hate to say it. Fox News was ahead of them. They were on top. And what's happening right now is the rest of them are trying to keep up with Fox. They don't want to go all the way until Fox pushes them all the way. And then they'll go afterwards. But right now, I'll tell you right now, the Pulitzer Prize can be won by one reporter, whether it's NBC, CBS, or Fox or ABC. The Pulitzer Prize is now a sparkle in their eye. And so you're going to see a lot more media attention on all of these.
And do you feel that
issues.
like that Fox News pushes some of these stories in so much as they're more like supporting an agenda than just getting out the facts? Because I feel like something like Benghazi, like the information trickles.
I mean, Fox News specifically, or
I'm actually referring to Fox News specifically because Bill makes a good point. They are kind of leading the charge. They really did keep that Benghazi story alive, rather the other news outlets just kind of like let it simmer. Now, I wonder if they let it simmer because there's no new information, or
if they don't want to.
But what I want to know is, do you feel that there's sometimes, in the case of Benghazi, where Fox News is pushing it too hard, even though the information's coming out a lot slower than Fox News is actually reporting? Does that make sense?
No, I think what we have right now is a love affair that was steamy and hot is now going a little bit cold. I think they're waking up and realizing that there is life after, I hate to say it, a midnight affair. We have to wake up tomorrow and then live with each other. Right. And I think the media is now looking at the Barack Obama administration and saying, okay, it was sweet, it was nice, but now you're letting me down. You're not calling me?
And
you don't write?
Right. You don't write?
No email or Twitter?
Right.
Jeez. Well, okay, so if you're a kid, and we'll go to Josh, and I want to get your input on this as well. If you're a kid, high school kid, we've all been there. What's the correct path with the media? Are you going to learn more watching Fox News, who maybe has an agenda pushing it, or are you going to not learn enough if you're watching the liberal media, who's not pushing it?
Right.
What would you say?
I think the best thing to do is more or less what we do, which is watching both or all three spectrums, and making that critical decision.
Like the center left, center right.
Right, exactly. Right. I mean, I don't think it's bad to watch MSNBC, but you can't watch it with the blind faith that they're all correct. Right. Same thing with Fox, same thing with CNN. I think it is important to cross-reference all of them and then make this decision on your own, maybe do even some of your own research. And I think that's the most important thing that kids can do, because I don't think any of these channels or media outlets are going to go away anytime soon. Clearly, or just too much money involved. But if the kids are going to learn anything from this, it's that you have to question the answers, question the questions, and at the same time keep yourself informative.
So they should just listen into the Josh and John show.
All they have to do is listen to this show. We'll just sum it up for you. I mean,
Bill, what say you on that?
I think that if we have a future in the United States or in this world, watching the Josh and John show would be a significant part of that future, because we won't survive unless people start talking about real things and stop with the politics. Stop with the politics. Talk real and straight, and let's see who our leaders really are. I'm glad to be on your show.
And thank you so much, Bill. And we are going to keep bringing that real talk. For all you listeners out there, keep tuning in to the Josh and John show. Center left, center right, sports, politics, and everything else. We hope you have a great night.